Sambuddhassa Namo Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Greetings, everyone. My name is Sakan Tim. I live in Seattle, Washington. Thank you for joining us live. First, I would like to pay my homage respect to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. Today's hot topic discussion will be about physical and mental health. And many studies revealed that there are two main necessities for life-sustained good health. One is physical health and two is mental health. So I would also like to pay my respect to our two special speakers here live with us to provide us more insights on this hot topic. So our first speaker is Bhikkhu Kassapa Hunkhamra. He is an executive director of International Cambodian Buddhist Center, Sri Lanka. He's currently residing in Cambodia. Our second speaker is Bhikkhu Munaputo Hunkhamra. He is an executive director of International Cambodian Buddhist Center, Sri Lanka. Oh, excuse me. Yes. Our second speaker is Bhikkhu Munapito Soktevi. He is the founder of Dhamma Life Foundation, who is currently residing in USA. So we welcome all questions. Please type it on the comment sections and we will respond to you at the very end after our topic discussion. And so without further ado, let's find out more from our two speakers about physical and mental health, the relationship between both of them, and what good routine habits we should have in order to have good balance for both physical and mental health. So we're going to start with Venerable Hunkhamra with our first question. Venerable Khamra?
Yeah.
Good morning.
Very good afternoon very good evening from Cambodia.
Is it good evening? Good evening. How's the weather there? Is it hot?
It's raining here. Udon.
Okay.
It will raining.
We have some raining this morning too. So I would like to ask you the first question. What is physical health and mental health?
Okay. Thank you very much for the question. So let me start for elaborating what is physical and mental health. So may my homage to the Buddha, to the Dhamma, and to the Sangha. And very good evening, everyone, and especially dear Venerable Sirs who are watching us online, dear devotees around the globe. Friends in Dhamma, and my respect to people to promote their physical or mental health. But today our topic is about physical and mental health, and we will discuss from Buddhist and other perspective. So first, to understand what is physical and mental health, let me bring your attention to focus on the definition of WHO, or World Health Organization. Their definition of health. So, as WHO suggests health as a state of complete of physical, mental, social well-being, and it is not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. When we are referring to the definition, it is understandable that the term health is not only about the physical or mental, it's rather than that, it's about well-being. So when we are talking about the well-being, the physicality and mentality are included, and more specifically is the social well-being or social interaction. So to be healthy or remain healthy or stay healthy, physicality or mentality is not enough. You have to maintain a very good relationship in a society. It can be professional life, it can be family life, it can be educational life. So from the scope of definition of World Health Organization, it suggests that being healthy is not only about absence of the disease or infirmity, physical and mental diseases. It's about well-being. As I mentioned earlier, it can be physical, mental, and social well-being. So well-being is very important from this perspective. So this and there are many researchers suggest and come up with different theories and ideologies, saying that physicality and mentality are fundamentally linked, and physical and mental health are very indispensable for our life. They are playing very important role in promoting our well-being as human. So this is from from the modern scope. But let us see what Buddhism says about mental and physical health. So, and there is very prominent popular verse. It goes like this: Arogya Paramalabha Santutti Paramandana Visasa Paramanyati Nibbana Paramang Sukham. So, according to Buddhism, healthiness, physical healthiness, or the absence of disease is the ultimate gain, is the ultimate profit. Santutti Paramandanang, contentment, happiness, inner peace, is the ultimate wealth, because money cannot buy them. Visasa Paramanyati, trustworthiness is the best relative. And the final one, Nibbana Paramang Sukhang, Nirvana, Nibbana, or ultimate blissfulness, is the ultimate bliss. So from this verse, according to my understanding, I categorize them into 4 kinds of health. First one is physical health, second one is mental health, and the third one is social health, and the final one is spiritual health. So we can replace the word health for well-being. So the first one, Buddhism recommends its followers to promote. First one is physical well-being, mental well-being, social well-being, and spiritual well-being, and they are interconnected, they are interrelated. So from this point of view, it is understandable that physical health and mental health or well-being play very crucial and vital role in our in our life. So let me recap what I have said. So as human being, we have to balance these two because physical health and mental health are very important for our happiness. So this is from my understanding. So that's all from me. So thank you very much for the question.
Thank you so much. That's interesting. So 4 kinds of them are all together incorporated to have a very good balanced health: physical, mental, and social, spiritual. Thank you so much. And now I'm going to turn to Venerable Soktevi.
Namatu Ratanataya Sa, my generation to the Triple Gem, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, and my great respect to Venerable Mahasangha, friends of the universe. This is a great and wide topic to discuss about, and just to be informed that I'm not skillful on this particular subject, but according to what we have studied and gone through the study, especially from the teachings of Buddhism, so I'm gonna focus more on the Buddhist philosophy concerning with the idea of physical health and mental health. So Venerable Master Kassapa has already covered almost everything about the definition, from the modern definition as well as the Buddhist perspective. So let me just make it short. Physical health is defined by the strong bodily activities, and it's composed of many factors which contribute to physical well-being. And according to the traditional definition from long time ago, people usually define physical health as a way in which when people do not involve or composed of the serious illness, so that way people consider it to be a good physical health. Whereas mental health is when people have good memory, able to think, usually and as normal as other people, and people live a happy life without feeling depression or stress or too much sorrow in life. That way people think that is a good mental health. But let me just point out from the Buddhist point of view a little bit. The Buddha expounded that in this world, people can be free from physical illness for sometimes like a day, a month, or a year, but it is very rare in this world to see people who completely free from mental illness. This is according to the Buddhist perspective, except for those who are arahanta, who have completely attained to the stage of sanctity, the highest stage of mental purification. Because in the Buddhist perspective, when we talk about mental health, it's not just normal, ordinary way of thinking, how people feel, how people behave, how people communicate with others, or having good relationship with others, but it is meant even for deeper and insightful characteristic of the state of mind, where the mind is pure, where the mind is free from mental impurities, or we call defilement, kilesa. So kilesa are actually, defined by the Buddha as the mental illness, as the disease in the mind that needs to be got rid of. So from the Buddhist perspective, even though we may be free from physical illness, but we as a Patujana, as a worldly beings, we always composed and possessed of this mental illness. It's just about, less or more, depends on how we cultivate and train the mind. So that is just my short, definition concerning what's the physical and mental health from the Buddhist perspective. Thank you.
Thank you, Venerable. You say Delasha?
Kilesa, yeah, kilesa.
Elasha.
Yeah, defilement.
Is defilement. Okay. Thank you. So our second question is, Venerable Hun Kamara, how are physical and mental health related to each other?
Thank you, sister, for the question again. As Honorable Sokchivi mentioned, that this topic is very broad, and concerning the scientific perspective, we are not that knowledgeable of that, or we are not experts. But from Buddhist perspective, the mental and physical are fundamentally and tightly linked. Without physicality, there is no mentality. But in order to let our audience understand that even the World Health Organization acknowledge and accepts that there is a huge relationship between these two. There are multiple association between physical and mental conditions. So let me read their article. In brief, nowhere is the relationship between mental and physical health were evident than in the area of chronic conditions. The association between mental and physical health are: poor mental health is the factor of chronic physical conditions. Experiencing chronic physical conditions, people with chronic physical conditions are at developing poor mental health. So, according to their report, according to their explanation description, it suggests that poor mental health will result in chronic physical conditions, and serious mental health conditions will result in experiencing chronic physical conditions. So from description, it says that, even our topic is about mental and physical health, but we have to understand that being healthy is about not having or less experiencing the diseases or mental or physical illnesses. So from this description, it says that there is a link between physical condition and mental condition, because it says that poor mental health is a risk factor for chronic physical conditions, or chronic physical conditions is a high risk of poor mental condition. So as we know, when we are too much worried about something, it's automatically we will be, sick, can be kinds of, headache and so on. And there is a new research that suggests that panic attack, and as we discussed this topic, last week with Honorable Kusupir about overcoming phobia and fear, I brought up some idea about panic attack. So panic attack is the result from having overwhelming emotion like fear. So from this explanation, I think it is understandable that there is a link between physicality and mentality. And from the scope of neuroscience or biopsychology or psychophysiology, there are many research findings in terms of the link between physicality and mentality, especially focusing on the brain function and emotions and emotions or cognitive function. If there is, for example, if there is a damage in the brain, it can be losing, memory or the part of brain or and so on. So I mean, there is a link between physicality and mentality. So when we say physicality is not about our body, it's about everything, like your chemical substances, body. So, and similarly in Buddhism, from the standpoint of Paticcasamuppada, or we call it dependent origination, there is a link between physicality and mentality. We call it mind and matter, nama rupa. So there is no body without mind. There is no mind without body. From this great teaching, we are knowledgeable that there is a mutual relationship between physicality and mentality. And finally, let me remind you again, I mentioned earlier about the verse Arogya Paramalabha, and I have brought up 4 kinds of health or well-being. First one is physical health, and second one is mental health, and third one is social health, and the final one is spiritual health. So from Buddhist perspective, they are interconnected. You cannot reach nirvana without being physically healthy. You cannot reach nirvana without mentally healthy. You cannot reach nirvana without having a good relationship with wise person. So they are interconnected. Even we are discussing about physical or mental health, but it's overall everything is interconnected. Even the environment play a very important role in promoting our physical and mental health. So that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Venerable. I have a quick questions for you. May I ask you for a second? So you have a lot of knowledge about physical and mental health. I'm so curious about what is most severe, out of all those physical, mental health, and you mentioned 4 kinds, physical, mental, social, and spiritual. What is the most severe when we have, let's say, like an attack? Okay, what out of all those, what are most severe? You think that is the most severe that would get our attention the most?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question again?
What would be the most severe phobia, either physical or mental? Yes.
Okay. Like from this point of view, yeah, mental and spiritual well-being are more important than physical and social, because let me read the statement in Roga Sutta as Venerable Soktivi say, Dve me bhikkhave roga Katametwe, Kaiko Jerogo, Jersiko Jerogo. So according to this course, there are two kinds of illnesses that every single of us have to experience. One is physical illnesses, and another one is mental illnesses. But as Honorable Soktivi said, that it is really hard to find. It is really tough to find someone who never experienced the mental illnesses. So that this is the standpoint of Buddhism to encourage its followers to practice more meditation, to train their mind not to get sick easily. So the severe case is mentality, is mental health. And that's all from me. I think, did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you. The most severe is mental health. So, all right. So let's go to Venerable Soktevi. How are physical and mental health related to each other?
Yeah, just like Master Kassapa already mentioned, they are connected, they are interrelated to one another, just like two wheels of a vehicle, like two hands of a person, like, a house and a householder. So from the Buddhist perspective, we are born out of these two elements, which is mind and matter, nama and rupa. That is why in the Paticca the cycle of the world, as we see through the theories of the conditioned genesis or the dependent origination, we see that from Vijnana, it conditions mind and matter, nama and rupa. So they are born together. And another name for them, we call it five aggregates. So the five aggregates, in short, made up of two main elements, which is mind and matter. So matter is the physical, and mind is mental, which composes of four other factors, include sensation, perception, or memory, mental formations, and consciousness. So these are the two main elements which made up living beings. And so we can see the interconnectedness between the body and the mind. Suppose if a person is seriously sick, of course, he or she will not be able to practice the Dharma. Just like Master Kassapa has mentioned, you cannot attain nirvana or attain any liberation if your physical body is weak. If you are sick, of course, you cannot do any practice. So it is very related, just like what I have compared. The body is compared to a house, just like a container, where the mind is like a householder, the dweller. So these two are almost equally important, according to my idea. They are almost equally important, because without a house, a householder doesn't have a place to stay, So in this regard, body is like a container to accommodate your mind. The mind is like a householder, but it is also important if you define, like, if there is no a householder, there will be no house as well. And on the other hand, if there is no house, if there is no house, there will be no householder as well. But in other way, we can briefly say that from the Buddhist point of view, or from the Buddha's teaching, mind is the forerunner of all states. Mind is the forerunner. So everything is achieved and created by the mind. Even at the beginning of our life, what conditioned us to be reborn from life after life is due to the mind, due to our mental states and consciousness and volition. That is all composed in the mind or the the mind or the consciousness. So we can see that mind is the most important thing in order to be, strongly or healthily, both physical and mental. So this is express the relationship between mind and the body. If we are healthy physically, then we are able to, balance the mental health as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Venerable. It's interesting how you use that our mind is like a house, like a container. So
A householder.
I guess a household.
Mind is householder. Yeah.
A householder. And so, but you also mentioned about a container.
Yeah, that's the body. Yeah.
The body. Yeah. And so if the mind is a householder, if the mind accepts, let's say, very, very horrible things, then it also would affect our physical body too, right, Venerable? Is that correct?
Yeah, right.
Okay. So, okay. So let's go with our third question. I can ask Venerable Soktivi, what makes good physical and mental health?
Okay, thank you for the question. And yeah, I just found some research which are very interesting from scientific or medical research as well that suggest some good habits for having a good physical health. So the research reveals that for our physical body to stay strong and healthy, it should be active. That means all of us should be active on the daily basis. Don't be lazy and drowsy. We should all be active on daily basis. So that might include both of leisurely physical activity and also structured exercise. For example, in United States, a lot of people like to go hiking, skiing, biking, kayaking, maybe walking exercise as well. So this is like includes in the leisure activity on daily basis, and that can produce a good physical health. And like other structured exercise, like strength training, running, doing sports, various sports like football, like that is the daily activity that usually people do it. And another factor is that good nutrition and diet, which means having good food and having, in Buddhism, we talk about moderation in food, in material we use, and that, how limited we know how to consume things that gonna condition our good physical health. And another factor is that medical self-care. If we have some preparedness for our medical care, like monthly you go for checkup and you follow the prescription from the doctor what should be done, and that can keep your physical body healthy as well. And then finally, it's about rest and sleep. No matter how strong our physical may be, if you don't take enough rest and good sleep, that can produce a lot of stress, worries, fears, which resulted in a weak physical body. And for good mental health, let me share from general idea, because people can define different meaning from the definition of how one see mental health is good or not. But generally, people will see that when a person have good memory and able to communicate well with other, able to cope up with some problems in life, so they consider it as a normal good mental health. But from the Buddhist perspective, if the mind is full of defilements, kilesa, or is full of mental impurities like hatred, jealousy, envy, attachment, desire, lust, craving, clinging, grasping, delusion, ignorance, so forth. So these are all the mental impurities, which normally can be called as mental illness. This is from the Buddha's teaching, because he sees that the root cause of evil in this world are derived from the mental impurities, like I have already raised. So it is important to have good routine for mental well-being. That includes mental exercise, what we call meditation, or practicing mindfulness on daily basis, practicing vipassana, reflecting on the Dharma, investigation of Dharma, having a right understanding on the daily basis, having self-confidence, contentment, goodwill, a thought of friendliness, and good reflection, wise attention in the present moment. And I remember that, from our class, what the Buddha taught, we just learned one phrase that the Buddha was asked why his followers who eat only a meal per day, who live a very simple and quiet life, yet they look very bright and radiant. So that the Buddha answered, because the followers, they do not repent the past, which means they do not feel remorse or regret what happened in the past, because it has already gone, and they do not brood over or worry about the future which has not yet born. So they live in the present moment. They enjoy every second of the moment that they practice the Dharma, and therefore they look very brilliant. They look very bright and radiant. That refers to physical and mental faculty, the mind and matter. Look bright just because their mind is, free from worries, restlessness, remorse, or repentance about the past and the future. That is why they enjoy each and every moment in their life, and that lead to have a good physical and mental health. Thank you.
Thank you, Venerable. That is a lot of insight that you give us. I like the part about the radiant you bring up. I believe it is really true. If you have, as in general, if we have good sleep, good exercise, good rest, and good exercise for our mental meditations, that would help us tremendously with our daily life. Thank you so much. And so, Venerable, on camera, what makes good physical, and what makes good physical and mental health?
Thank you, sister, for the question. In supporting what Venerable Soktivi has mentioned, let me bring up a theory, or we call it a philosophy, and it is created by an American psychologist, and because everyone is very scientific, very logical, that's why I want to bring up in order to let our young generation, especially Cambodians who are living in abroad, to understand the importance of Buddhism. So according to the Dr. Roger Walsh and his theory, therapeutic lifestyle changes, in short, TLC. And according to him, he has presented 8 factors for promoting a good physical and mental health. So first one is exercise. You have, so before describing this, let me little bit elaborate the TLC or therapeutic lifestyle changes. So it means that if you want to be physically and mentally healthy, you have to change your lifestyle. Everything must be changed. So similarly, Buddhism suggests the same thing, that in order to be mentally stronger, in order to train your mind, you have to totally change your lifestyle. As Honorable Soktivi said, you have to change the way you think, you have to change the way you live, especially even the way you eat, you must change. So this is the most important point we have to bear in our mind. So let's go back to what Dr. Roger said. So first one, to maintain a very good life, first you have to do exercise. Second one is diet and nutrition. Third one is time in nature. You being in nature, it means that you have to live in a very healthy environment. You must be mostly in the nature. So Buddhism said that. And the fourth one is contribution and services. It means that you have to contribute more for the social and social well-being or social services, like not only going to the temple, like you can go to serve some places such we have to call it the nursing home, or there are many places that the needy people are in need of our help. So social services and social contribution are a part of mental and physical health. And the fifth one is relationship. It's meant having good relationship is a part of mental and physical health. And recreation, entertainment, going. Even monks are not allowed, but lay people, you can go for recreation, entertainment, as Honorable Soktivi said, hiking, walking, jogging, or kinds of stuff you can do. And second one is very important, relaxation and stress management. So you need time to relax, and stress management, you have to manage your emotions because you are in the world which is full of stress. I know that. So the final one is, it is very important for everyone, especially our young generation, that they almost ignore the religious and spiritual involvement. So the final point which Dr. Roger was presented is religious and spiritual involvement. So this is what he has presented, the 8 factors for maintaining the physical and mental health. And let me read again his philosophy: therapeutic lifestyle changes. If you want to change your life, you must follow these 8. So just let you to understand the importance of Buddhism. But now let me bring your attention to Buddhist scope of promoting or developing the mental and physical health. The entire teaching is about maintaining physical and mental health. Buddhism, everything is about that. But specifically, Buddhism focuses and emphasizes on mental health. Because when you are mentally stronger, as Honorable Soktivi said, when you are devoid of laziness, when you are full of energy, you will, or self-confidence, or mindfulness, or compassion, or loving friendliness. Simply when you are full of mental positivity, you are motivated to do good things for yourself. So when you do more good things for yourself, you will do good things for the society. So the one who love himself more, he will love his physical well-being and mental well-being. So from Buddhist perspective, you, as I told you, have to balance. You have to connect your physical, your mental, and your social and your spiritual well-being. And in order to do everything, especially you have to train your mind. And even though we are talking about physical health, but you have to remember that our physicality is made of, according to Buddhism, I mean, from the Abhidhammic point of view or standpoint or scope of Abhidhamma, in the origination of the matter, it mentions there are 4 modes of origin. So one, karma as a mode of origin, and second one is consciousness as mode of origin, and third one is temperature as a mode of origin, and the final one is nutrition as a mode of origin. I mean, the creating this physicality, there are 4 modes. So according to Abhidhammic point of view, food is a part of that, the environment is a part of that, your mind is a part of that, your karma, it means your mental formation, is a part of mental and physical health. So overall, let me recap. Even in a scientific point of view, even according to a Buddhist point of view, I mean, in order to have a good mental and physical health, you have to change your lifestyle. So that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Venerable Hun Kamra. So everything has to be balanced. So that's great. So our time is almost up. So we're going to go ahead and get some questions in from the audience. We have one question come from Sister, excuse me, hold here. Let's see, Sister Chat. So Pip, can you, so let's go with Venerable Hun Kamra. Can you explain how material and mental food connect to our well-being?
Can you read the question again? What?
Can you explain how material and mental food connect to our well-being?
Well, yeah, the entire discussion was about that. But I heard the word materiality. So let me say this. I mean, if I'm not wrong, okay. So what you are trying to ask? So materiality refers to the money, the car, the house, the clothes you wear, and everything. And materiality, yes, according to Buddhist point of view, it has a very huge impact on our physicality and mentality, and especially our mental health. That is why Buddha suggested or recommended to his disciples to have a very simplicity of life or simple life. And every single of us knows it very well that we have Pachai Buon in Khmer. In English we call it 4 basic requisites. So in order to maintain our physical and mental health, I mean a good physical and mental health, to be honest, as human beings, we need only 4 needs or 4 basic requisites. First one is food, clothing and housing, and the find one find one is medicine. But the world is in a state of greediness. I mean, we want more. So we are in a state of constantly dissatisfaction, not enough, it never ends. So when we are in that state, the materiality will control us. So when the materiality is controlling us, when it is in a dominant authority, our mental health will be in trouble. So this is where the materialism is harmful, is detrimental. So and to balance it, you have to train your mind according to this point of view, not to attach or to cling into or greedy with whatever you have, even your clothes, even your house, whatever. So as Venerable Soktivi said, you have to be mindful, you have to balance it, you have to use it in moderation, even the food, even the clothes, even the house, even the medicine. So yeah, that's all from me.
Okay, let's have Venerable Soktivi. Do you have anything about this? Can you explain how material and mental food connect to our well-being?
Yeah, exactly. So I also read her question. So Venerable Kaspar, maybe he misunderstand a little bit about the point, but he also include almost everything around that area. So the question is like how material food and mental food, like condition our well-being. It is no wonder because all living beings can live depend on these four kinds of food that the Buddha taught. One is material food, and the other three is mental food. As we already learned from the book what the Buddha taught, that pasahara, and then manos and cetanahara, vinyanahara, and kapilinkahara. So kapilinkahara is the material or nutrition food, just like we already mentioned from the first question, that we all can live depend on physical health and mental health. So good nutrition, good material food support the good physical body, where other trees of mental food will condition good mental health. There's no wonder it is the relationship between this food, just like the relationship between the physical and the mental entity. So they are really very important to that extent in order to sustain our well-being, because if we are sick physically, so mentally can be sick as well. And if we are mentally sick, of course the physical body will gradually decrease as well, just like when Venerable Kaspar already brought up a point that when a person used to experience a physical accident, or maybe got hit by something to the physical body, and he or she can be lost of some of the memory. So that's how that shows how the physical body condition the mentality. Also the mentality can condition to a bad physical body when the mind full of stress, full of depression, when we are lack of self-confidence, when we are lack of right understanding, when we face fear and phobia, and that can produce some changes to the physical body. Just let raise a quick example. When you are in deep fear, you will start to observe first, and mostly you will observe how your breathing changes, the moment when you start to get, shocking, and you get, shaking all your body, and your heart started to bump faster than normal because you feel fear. Sometimes when you face anger as well, the moment when you are angry, so the flow of your blood also will change, and you can see the reaction through your physical appearance, on your face, on your skin. So that's how the mind can condition to physical well-being. I think I answered the question. Thank you. That's what I can say.
Thank you so much. We have one more question. It's from John Alien. He said, I found that it was easier to eat healthy in Cambodia as opposed to the USA, where there are so many temptations. How can one use meditation practice to help make healthy choices and avoid bad foods? Venmo on camera, would you like to start?
Okay, so thank you. Yeah. How to use meditation, like to control yourself. I think it's about that. So, yeah, I mean, not only in United States. I mean, now almost everywhere that the food use many, unhealthy ingredients, and as the question has been raised. So, like from Buddhist standpoint, the most important thing is to control yourself and not to negatively react to whatever you want, or greedy to the food, or even you are hungry, but you have to be mindful that those food are not healthy. To me, they are harmful. So it kinds of right reflection, or as Honorable Kusvip said, it's about talking to yourself, or explaining to yourself, or remind yourself every second as much as possible not to be used by the bad or by the unhealthy food, sold or cooked by different kinds of restaurant. So, and the first how to use meditation is you have to be mindful when you eat, and you have to choose what is good, what is bad for you. And let me suggest you have to practice metta, like to expand loving kindness, friendliness to yourself, because to remind yourself that if you get sick, I mean, it's natural to get sick, but if you not that mindfulness and harming yourself, you will get sick easily. And there are many diseases, not only in United States, in everywhere, because of consuming the unhealthy unhealthy food. So metta meditation, loving friendliness, is very important, and the most important is mindfulness meditation, because mindfulness meditation teaches you how to manage your emotions, especially your greediness to the food, because I know that there are many kinds of food in United States that when you see it, what happened, I mean, to your saliva. So the most important to change your reaction to the food, to control yourself, not to get greedy to the food. So that's all from me.
Okay, let me just add a little bit more on that, how to use meditation to overwhelm our attachment to the taste of food. As of course, even I am as a monk, sometimes I feel attached to the food as well when I see some good, delicious food in front of me. So sometimes it's hard to control our, greedy mind, not to attach to the taste of food, because that's how we experience it on a daily basis. But in the 40 subjects of meditation expounded by the Buddha as a samatha, or the subjects of meditation, we see that the ahare parikula sanya, this one type of meditation that reflects on the loathsomeness or the disgust of food. So we need to understand the purpose of why we take the food. According to the Buddha, the Buddha would advise follower not to consume anything, even food, for the sake of enjoyment, for the sake of getting beauty, or building up body or muscles, but just only for one purpose: to sustain the faculty, to sustain our life faculty. And that is how the Buddha explained the purpose of taking food. So we monks and followers of the Buddha, whenever we consume food, we must remind ourselves, keep in mind that we are taking food just to sustain our life, so that we have this life to practice the Dhamma, not simply having food to give rise to attachment or lust or passion. That's not the way. But anyway, from one of the subjects of 40 subjects of meditation taught in Samatha Kammatthana or Bhavana, we see that Ahare Padikola Sanya is one of the good meditation to reflect on how we can, overwhelm or, get rid of our desire for the taste of food. That's it. I want to say.
Thank you, Venerable. We'll take one more question. So we have one more question. This is from, excuse me if I pronounce Khmer right, is it Anutton? My respects to the Venerable sirs and sister. I have a question. For those who know that they have mental problem, they are accept the ideas to change their behaviors. But for those who don't know themselves what to talk to them, please kindly advise an example. Thank you so much, Venerable sirs and sister. Venerable, may I request Venerable on camera, please, and explain this question.
Yeah, thank you very much for the question. Yeah. For one who is not ready to accept their weaknesses, I know it's really hard to advise. It's really hard, to even associate with. So let me say, like, according to Buddhism, I mean, even the Buddha has his own strategy in changing someone's behavior. So first advice, second time advice, third time advice. But if that person is not that, ready, or if he is very stubborn to accept our advice to change his behavior, so the final step is noble silence, no talking. So final one, you have to stop having association with that person, but you have to do it with kindness. So that's all from me. So Venerable, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, it's all depends on each individual. The Buddha can only show the way, but if you don't learn and if you don't take it into practice, and that's not the Buddha's problem, that's your own problem. So I mean, because the question asks if the person know that he is mentally sick or having a mental problem, it's okay. But for those who do not realize that they have mental problem, how can we talk to them? Of course, tell them, or maybe find some information for them and let them learn, study. Only through education that one can change oneself. If one do not, intend to learn or to listen to the teachings of others, and then one block oneself from learning, from knowledge, and that is foolish. I mean, we should all be open to, to learning and to advice from others, and that way we improve ourselves. So it all depends on us. That's what I can say. Okay, that's it.
Thank you. We do have some more questions, but our time is running out. So I would like to ask what would be your message to give to our audience to take home today. So we'll start with Venerable Hun Cameron.
Yeah. Before saying something, finally, let me thank everyone who has contributed to make this program happen a reality. Every single one. And thank you very much for everyone, our venerable sirs, dear devotees around the globe, our friends in Dhamma, who have been encouraging us, supporting us, in promoting Buddhism, especially Cambodian monks, on the international stage. So this topic is very, and I would like to say very sorry if there are any, shortcomings, because we are learning to share Buddha's teaching in English. So I think if you have been following us so far, you know it very well that physical and mental health is very crucial and indispensable for your life. And my final request is you have everything on your hand, it means in your phone. If you want to know about the physical health or mental health, if you want to change your lifestyle, you can do it from using the phone. But the most important thing is you have to take care of yourself very well, especially your mind, because from Buddhist perspective, even from the psychological point of view, your mind is very important. Take care of yourself, change the way you think, then you will change your physicality and your mentality, and you will reach the state of well-being that you will be happy, almost of your life. So try to change your mentality and try to balance your life for the sake for yourself and for the sake for everyone around you. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Venerable Sok TV, do you have anything to say?
Okay, so because I read the question and it seems very important for this topic, so I just gonna go through a question just very quick.
Go ahead, yes.
Buparan, how we can control mental health while we are getting hopeless with work, love, and family problem. Yeah, it's about hopeless, and everybody experiences this in life, if not often, but sometimes. Even for me as a monk, sometimes we feel hopeless. But whenever I experience hopeless due to the failure of my expectation over things, I always tell myself and remind and often contemplate on the nature of impermanence. When I often contemplate on anicca, so I will not get stuck in the very idea of the situation that I'm facing. For example, I'm hopeless about what I expect to get done, but it turned out from the way I want it to be. So I feel disappointed. I feel hopeless for some time, but I always tell myself that things are gonna be okay, and everything does not just stay like this forever. Everything changes. It's about ups and downs, and this is life. So the most important thing is build your self-confidence. I think what you lose right now is your self-confidence, because when you don't have self-confidence, when you don't believe in yourself, then you will face hopelessness. And so you must rebuild your self-confidence. No other people can help you. Even the Buddha can only tell the way how you can live happily. But if you don't build your self-confidence, and if you don't practice that, nobody else can help us, beside ourselves. So that's my short answer, is to rebuild your self-confidence. That way you can fight with hopelessness. That's just one short answer only. There might be many other way as well. I see still some question, but I just get one last. How to set goal and remain focused until achieve. Okay, I think that's not very much depend on what I provide you, but it's all depends on your life condition. What are the goals that you want to achieve? So you need to write down what you think you want to get them. Make a list of your goals and stick it on the wall where you can see every day, and so you can prioritize your goal, what should be done first and next gradually, and put more effort and try your best to do it. Okay, so right now my final message concerning with some good habits that can promote good physical health and good mental health. Okay, always remember to drink enough water, at least 2 liters a day. According to the doctor said, at least you must drink 2 liters of water, and taking good nutrition for the good of your health, especially for go for vegetarian, consume a lot of vegetables. And also it's important to be moderate in food, not because you have a lot of things to eat and you just eat without thinking or without regular time. So you should focus on how you should stay diet and stay moderate with your eating as well. And daily exercise, maybe yoga, maybe walking exercise. Like the monks, we cannot run, we cannot biking, but we can go walking, and that's how we keep our physical body healthy. We have a good tradition of going arms around from village to village, especially in Cambodia. And stay physically active, and then stay mindfully alert, which means practice mindfulness on daily basis, or daily meditation, daily chanting, undertaking precepts, or sila, like 5 precepts, etc. That can keep you healthy because it can refrain you from doing some evil deeds. And finally, live in the present moment. Do not worry about the future, which has not yet come, and do not feel regret over the past that has already gone and dead. Live in the present moment, enjoy each and every moment with your beloved family, with your beloved ones, and try to do good. And keep this as a habit, daily routine. I think that gonna, produce good physical and mental health. And finally, I would like to also say thank you for everyone for joining and watching our live show, and especially Most Honorable Kasapak on camera, who always spend his valuable time, no matter how much he been busy, but he always spare some time to join the program so that all of us can learn from him. And right now I can see the capturing image from Venerable Kasapak, the Buddha relics donated by the government of Sri Lanka to the Vipassana Turya Center of the Kingdom of Cambodia, Odong Mountain. So finally, I wish all people around the world to stay healthy physically and mentally, and may all of you be free from physical and mental illnesses. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and thank you, Venerable, the 2 speakers, and also would like to say thank you to Dhammika Life admin staff, Sister Kunmili Mali, and to our technical support, Bopika Zahn. So to wrap up with our program, I would like to request Bhikkhu Kasapak for Metta Bhavana.
Thank you, Sister, for inviting me to lead the meditation session. So now it's time for us to meditate for our physical and mental health.
There's a call. You can leave the video. Yeah. Okay.
So before practicing metta meditation or loving friendliness meditation, please find a very comfortable posture wherever you are. You can be seated on the chair, in your bed, or wherever. Please find a very comfortable posture. Relax your arms, relax your shoulders, just relax your entire body. And close your eyes. And please take a very deep breath 3 times to relax your mind, to relax your body. When it is done, just let your breath flow as the way it is. Just let your breath flow as natural it is. And please observe your breath. Merely observe your breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Just let it come and just let it go. Just observe your breath. While you're observing your breath, please listen to my Metta Pali chanting. Ahang avero homi ambya pajomi anigomi sukhe attanang pariharami. Now, please create a very tender smile on your face. Visualize your happy face. Imagine that you are a very happy person with smiling face. You don't have sadness, fear, frustration, anxiety, stress, and so on. You are just smiling, a happy person. Keep smiling because you are going to bless yourself. Please be mindful of the phrases and the meaning of the phrases which I am about to recite. Just be mindful and keep smiling. May I be well and happy. May I be free from hatred. May I be free from anger. May I be free from fear. May I be free from physical sufferings. May I be free from mental sufferings. May I take care of myself happily. With that compassion, with that loving friendliness, let expand, let extend your loving kindness to everyone around you. Your family members, your friends, your colleagues are very happy person now. You can see that they are smiling. They are happy person. May everyone around me be well and happy. May everyone around me be well and happy. May everyone around me be well and happy. May all living beings be well and happy. May all living beings be well and happy. May all living beings be well and happy. Before opening your eyes, please again take a very deep breath 3 times. Thank you very much. May you be well and happy. Very good night from Cambodia. Very good morning from United States. Hope to see you again in our next program.